What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, I know, a little bit of a clickbaity title here, but I did want to have this conversation because I think it's important that we do. And it's something that I've been championing now for a little bit, but I wanted to actually come out and present it to you. So hopefully you could poke holes in my argument, and then maybe we could try to find what the truth is when it comes to the future of crypto gaming. So what I'm referring to now is the fact that I believe that play to earn is dead. Now, I think that crypto gaming is only at the beginning of a very bright future. But the concept of play to earn, meaning that you can play a game and earn tokens, right? And I'm talking specifically about tokens here, earn currency, earn money playing a game, has been proven to be not very viable. Now I look at the big game, big dog in the house, which is Axie Infinity, and we saw similar things happen with the economy there. And I'll admit that I'm not as familiar with where Axie is right now, but the SLP, Smooth Love Potion token, which was created for the game in order to earn from that has fallen down in price. And from everything that I've heard and that I know, it seems as though the economy has taken quite a hit, and it's not as profitable as it was almost a year ago. Now, to be fair, that's happening across crypto, right? So if you're in any project right now, you're down a very large amount, right? And I'm not just talking about Luna. I'm talking about every project is down quite a bit from its all-time high. But that's not what I'm getting at here. I look at Axie Infinity, and then I look at something like Splinterlands, because, Splinterlands is not safe from this either. And that's the focus of the video here. So DEC, as we've seen, and as I've been saying from the beginning, is not really scalable as a reward. Obviously, back in October when DEC was 15x its peg and the amount of DEC being printed was insanity, that was not sustainable, and that's not what the intention was supposed to be. So now as we get back to our peg here, and we have, not the same amount of players as October, but definitely more players here than there were a year ago, we are now getting $1,000 worth of rewards printed out to the roughly 30,000 to, we'll just say 1,000 DEC to the 400,000 active accounts, daily active accounts. Now, if this game does another 10x, actually, screw that. Even if this game does a 2x, right? And we go from 400,000 to 800,000, which again, sure, might be bots, might be not. We'll have to see what the rank rewards provide, but I'm going to get into that in a moment. So even if this game does a 2x, that just means that the same reward pool, right? 1 million DEC being printed at a rate of 0.001, meaning $1,000 US, that's going to get split by more people because the team's intention is to not have DEC go off of its peg again. They're putting in safeguards now, and the end of the airdrop will really signal the end of the demand for DEC from such a significant standpoint, right? That utility will no longer be there. So the way that I see it, there's just no way to scale up DEC, and it doesn't seem like the team is planning on doing that. If anything, what they are going to do, at least for the next 65 months, is supplement the earnings on the game by putting in SPS. And while I am very excited for that, the truth is I expect that to be downward pressure on the price of SPS, because anytime people are anytime they are winning things or getting them for free, like with the airdrop, they're not going to value it. And for many folks around the world where play to earn, or this gaming, crypto gaming in a sense, has become a source of income for them, if they're putting this time in, they are going to sell out of it so that they can buy groceries and pay rent. And again, there's no judgment on this because everybody's free to interact with this game how they want. And I think that's the beauty of, the decentralized nature of crypto in general, but obviously with what Splinterlands is trying to do, right? From a decentralization standpoint, people are free to interact with this game how they will. So that to me signals that there's no real future, at least not now. We haven't seen it yet. A sustainable token model that will allow people to earn a currency, right? A type of currency or a token that has value so that they can play a game and earn X amount and treat it like a job. If anything, and this is what I'm trying to get around to, The real model behind this, and I think Splinterlands has been ahead of the curve for a while, is asset ownership, right? And so there's a big focus on that now, and that's why I'm trying to bring more attention to it as we get hopefully the upcoming ranked rewards update. Because there's several things that I think are important to factor in, right? We don't have all the details yet, but what we do know is that part of what the team is trying to do is incentivize players to play at the highest levels, right? So they want to not necessarily disincentivize smaller accounts or bot farms, right? So a bunch of accounts playing at smaller levels. They want people who have X amount of dollars to come in and be incentivized to play at the highest levels. So what does that truly mean for, where the game is now? Well, the idea is hopefully incentivizing people who come in with a tremendous amount of money, like enough to start a 10,000 bot farm. Then they want people with that type of capital to be more incentivized to buy a bunch of cards and play in Diamond or Champion, rather than being incentivized to put a bunch of money into these bot accounts and just farm rewards out of the game. Will they be successful? That remains to be seen. But part of what my theory going into this is that as DEC rewards are dried up, or at least going to be stable regardless of player growth over the next however many months and years, sure, SPS is going to come in and SPS will fill a void for a short while, but that again is a temporary solution going only for 65 months according to the white paper. So the true value here is going to be in the cards and in the in-game assets. So, I posed this question maybe a couple months ago in a video where I just said, would you still play this game if DEC was removed as a reward? If nobody won DEC and all you could do every day was play your quest, or in the future, and this is important, the daily focus and season focus, if all you could do was play those and get more cards out of it, would you continue playing? Right? Because that to me is, I believe, where the team is planning to go with this. Sure, DEC still needs to find a way into the ecosystem. There still needs to be a nice churn. So 1 million DEC coming into the ecosystem or the economy every single day, I think will be good. And as we start to eat through this excessive supply that we have, either through guilds right now, and then maybe land potentially in the future, or whatever other sinks they provide for DEC, then we will at some point reach hopefully a stabilization, if we don't reach that right away with the safeguards that they have in place. So it's really just going to be, are you incentivized to keep playing by earning just cards and assets within the game? And that, I think, is really going to be the future. And this is why I said Splinterlands is somewhat ahead of the curve here, because again, the only game that I'm really comparing it to is Axie, and I'm sure there are many other games that are trying to focus on this now. But rewards cards are a huge, are not a huge, but they're an important piece of the economy, because you win these cards, which are assets, which are deflationary individually in nature, right? But what ends up happening is that you can sell the cards if you don't want them, which is exactly what's happening right now. So they have value. You own it as long as they're in your account, and you can choose what you want to do with them. They have a dollar value, so you don't just win them and they're part of the game and you progress that way. You can choose to cash out or churn them or exchange them for maybe another card, right? Let's say you get a card, you don't need it, you can sell it and buy another card that you want. So that to me is where I believe the future of this is going. Now, we've heard several things in the past that lead me to believe this, and just with the way the economy is right now, talking about, well, I guess the main, generally world economy, but also specifically the game economy it seems as though the goal will be, with these new chests, with these new higher percentage of better rewards in higher leagues, it seems as though that's where the focus will be going in the future, because DEC from that standpoint is not going to be increased in any significant way. Sure, we're going to double the rewards pool, but that is just kind of an inflationary mechanism to DEC. So, and if anything, that's like devaluing the amount of DEC, right? So now whenever we're at PEG, 2 million will be printed rather than 1 million. So it becomes less scarce, meaning it has less value. It's a weird, but kind of beautifully designed system for a rewards token, right? So, but at the same time, there's just no way for it to scale appropriately, which is why I believe this ranked rewards, and it's taken a while, but I think it's due to the fact that the team has had to think about this from all angles and make sure that they future-proof it appropriately, will be the future of what the game is, and that is going to be asset ownership. Now, again, you don't have to keep the cards. You own them. When you win them, when you click on those chests and they open up and they reveal either a common or a gold foil legendary card, you can choose what you want to do with it. And that, to me, is the future of crypto gaming, right? There won't be different kinds of tokens because these tokens are always going to get devalued if they're always facing sell pressure. SPS is going to be an interesting one to watch because SPS will face a significant amount of sell pressure from ranked battles when they're put in, but how much of that is going to be offset by the value and utility that the team is trying to put in to both vouchers and SPS itself. So that's going to be an interesting fight to watch over the next 65 months, right? So this experiment is going to go on for a little while. But in the meantime, right, the value to me of what this game truly represents and what I think many games will either adopt or if they haven't already adopted will be in owning the assets and then you having the independent and free choice to handle those assets how you will. So we're still waiting a little bit of a ways until the ranked rewards update comes through, but hopefully we will get some kind of post and information, more detailed information so that we can dig into that. But these are my thoughts on where crypto gaming, in a sense, is going. I think the focus really is going to be on asset ownership. And again, I kudos to the Splinterlands team for being very forward thinking and almost championing this in many ways. At least from my perspective, right? I'm sure there are a ton of other cool projects out in the space that I haven't gotten exposure to. But for me and where I came from, which was just your crypto enthusiast, like your average crypto enthusiast that was looking for projects to get into, did a significant amount of research last year and found a game that became fascinating to me from the asset ownership model, right? Of course, I came in for the big rewards because when DEC was very high, that was incredibly lucrative. But hindsight is 2020, and looking back on the past year, that was never going to be sustainable. And I mean, we were even calling out for that on the channel, saying that DEC is eventually going to go back to its peg, and that is going to be a problem because this game is going to go from rewarding players $225,000 per day down to $1,000 per day. And I don't know what the future of that will look like. So let me know your thoughts on this. And I'm going to pose this question once again. Hopefully we can get some good conversation and dialogue going in the comment section. But think about it this way. If the $1,000 in DEC that's printed every single day really just goes to the top players in Champion and Diamond, and maybe, 10, 20% is filtered for gold, silver, and bronze. If that ends up happening, if that's how the rewards end up being structured for DEC, because DEC still needs to come into the ecosystem somehow. If the main focus is on playing, but you can earn a ton more cards through the updated rewards rework, is that something that you would be wanting to do? Do you still find value in that? Is the game fun enough for you to be playing for that, especially with rewards cards at the prices they are at now? But this is where I think, and we're going to get off topic here, so I'll close the video with this. This is where I think the true beauty will lie, because many of the folks who love the game for what it is and see the tokenized rewards drying up right now, they don't care, right? Many of the investors, many of the people who came in who don't really care about the game but play it because they wanted to earn some tokens or some value for their time, they will probably fade away if they haven't already, where the people who enjoy the game for what it is, who show up, who probably end up putting more money into the ecosystem than they withdraw, they're the ones that are going to be around for the next 24 months until the next Bitcoin halving, playing the game, earning a ton of rewards cards that are valued at a penny right now or 5 cents, and sticking with the game are going to reap the rewards in the next 12, 24 months as these cards go out of print and as crypto gaming and the crypto space overall evolves to the next level, whether we are in a bear or bull market. There's going to be adoption because that's just what happens. No matter if we are in a bull market or a bear market, yes, more adoption happens in a bull market, but there are still people who are introduced to the space and want to stay involved with it. So that's all I have for you in this video. Sorry, it wasn't long enough that my screensaver hit, so I will stop rambling now. That's a nice visual cue. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.